Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with JD TV. Yes, looking at the calendar, we have
6 days left.
6 days, less than a week left before the primary. It is a big day, it is a big time to people who are thinking of a change, to people who care about the United States, to the folks who care about themselves. I'd say is going to be very, very, very important. So I would say exactly the call is like the title of today's show, the time is now. Right? Let's be motivated. Let's bend over. Let's work hard. Let's make sure what we wish happens. Okay, it is the politics that leads the country. It is the politicians that exercise the politics, quote unquote. Right? You need, in that case, however, to see the right one there doing the job. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and efforts. You're swamped. Right? Mm-hmm. So with me today, once again, my dear friend, Commander of the U.S. Navy, Mr. Joe Shammas. I should say Honorable Joe Shammas.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
On my show, talking about his campaign. Yes, Commander, with a salute. You're welcome to the show. Very good. Oh, by the way, is it quicker in rising or quicker on showing down?
It depends on the occasion. If it's like a death or solemn occasion, you'd go slowly. Mm-hmm. But the return is also slowly only when you're commemorating a death. If it's not, it's a sharp salute and a sharp return.
Sharp up, sharp down.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So I did sharp, right?
You did good. You did. You're pro. You're like
just
you're
now
professional
at the door,
at this. Yeah.
My friend Eric did the same thing.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Good practice.
It is quite an fact that after the event that EDI did for Commander Joe Shammas, to his statement, to his campaign take, to his U.S. politics take, lots of folks called me, sent me emails, and even in the restaurant, there are a few times, like 2 or 3 times in restaurant, I'm recognized by people, and they're talking about, yes. The candidate you promote, we like him. What his name? He said that. Right. Okay. So I'm saying it again. His name is Commander Joe Shammas. You can make it short, Joe Shammas. That's the name. So, sir, welcome to the show. Again, we would like to hear a little update for the past 3 weeks.
Well, thank you, Jack. And again, it's great to be with you again today. It's always wonderful to be among friends, but more importantly, among people who really care and love this country, because we all came here for a better life, and most of us are having a better life. But unfortunately, like Jack said, politics ruin our country. And we really need to have people that want to serve this great country there, not politicians purely for politics, because that's what we have. So it's time that we have new blood, new people to come in to kind of clean house. Remember, every 2 years there's an election. So you can get rid of all of them every 2 years if you're not happy with them. But you have to vote. And I challenge everybody to exercise your right as a citizen in this country and to vote. Because without your vote, they get to do whatever they want. With your vote, you put the right people in there to do what needs to be done for the betterment of our great country. So, Jack, I just wanted to share with you today what's been happening is this couple of days ago, we had Memorial Day. And to me, that's a very solemn occasion because that's when we commemorate the loss of fellow military personnel.
I was exactly asking you that.
And it's to me, it's kind of it should be not a political arena. And it really pretty much turns my stomach. I go to the same cemetery every year, And last year when I went, I was asking a fellow Marine, and I said, well, it seems like there's not too many people here today. And he looked at me and he goes, Commander, I'm surprised you don't know. And I said, what is it? He said, this is an odd year. I said, so? It's still Memorial Day. Where are the people? Where are the... He said,
where are the people?
He said, odd years are not election years. He goes, wait till 2018, all the politicians will come out. So as I said, the issue for me is this is not a political game. This is a solemn occasion where we commemorate the people that gave their life to defend our way of life. We enjoy our way of life because of the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And that should not be a political game. Politicians, if you're going to come every year.
Yes.
Don't come on election years. That's disrespectful, and I have a big issue with that. Don't do it. Don't disrespect our fallen.
That's an insult.
Yes.
To our fallen veterans. Joe, I really want to say something that there are lots of points, coincidentally, without checking with you, you and I fall on the same ballpark.
Yeah.
And you and I and my audiences, some of my audiences, we do the same thing. We fall in the same ballpark. I was exactly about to mention to you about your take of the past Memorial Day. Okay. I noticed to take Memorial Day ceremony as a political token or opportunity to show face only, right? That so that you have even year, you have an odd year.
Right.
That itself is a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It should be a constant thing for every single American to be thoughtful for that day, to think about our freedom and everything. Nothing under heaven comes for free. Everything has a price. Okay, now what you enjoy as a benefit, somebody has paid for.
Absolutely.
They paid with their lives.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And then there was a big concert I went over the weekend, right? And of course, the Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,
right?
Very crowded.
The whole concert for about 2.5 hours, there is not a single word of Memorial Day or of fallen soldiers mentioned.
Yeah.
Not even a single word, right? I left halfway. I boycotted.
Good for you. That's
left
the
halfway.
American thing to do, Jack.
I left halfway. I boycotted. And I still dare to say it. It not deserve my time, not deserve my eye. That is the problem. And what makes me happy is that you, without me checking about the Memorial Day issue first, you'd exactly say the same thing, right? So no wonder I decided to cast my vote on you. I will, I shall. I absolutely shall.
Thank you.
So
thank you, Jack.
Thank you for having that statement. Thank you for have that in mind. Okay, now, they're talking about a fact. One thing, say, hey, many soldiers did not want to go to war. But once they are a soldier, they don't have to have their choice themselves. Right?
That's true.
They fight as they told to fight. They take instruction, they take orders. So that's it. Yeah. So, and I want the word out of you to make it clear once again to our young people, what is that between a young man and a young soldier?
Well, one of the things that you highlight, Jack, is that there's a transformation when you first come into the service. There's a period of about 12 weeks where you are trained to become a soldier, become a Marine, become a sailor, become an airman. And that's a transition that changes your view about what your role and responsibility is in our society, and particularly as part of the military, what you're supposed to do. And one of the things that we do in the military, we have a hierarchy. The seniors tell the juniors what to do, and the juniors do what the seniors say, and that's the way it is. And one of the things that, to me, is very important and very, I want to clarify to people. Right now, we have an all-volunteer force. Back in the day when I was in the service, we had what was called a mandatory draft. That means everybody, your politician's kid, the rich person's kid, a poor kid, everybody went in the service. Today, it's called volunteer, but in reality, it's not really a volunteer service, because what happens, the politicians' kids don't go, the wealthy people's kids don't go.
Okay, good.
Only the poor people and the medium income people go because maybe there's no job. Most of them, of course, love their country, love our country, and they want to serve. And they're very disillusioned when they go into the service. Because once you're in, like Jack said, you're sworn oath and you follow the orders. And they take this kid, train him how to be a soldier, a Marine, an airman, and a seaman, and then saying, okay, we're going to send you to Afghanistan. We're going to send you to Iraq. We're going to send you to Syria. We're going to send you somewhere overseas. And the kid looks up and he goes, Sergeant or Lieutenant, I enlisted to serve and defend my country. Why are you guys sending me there? That's not my country.
Okay, all right.
But by then it's too late. They have to go and they have to serve. And
All
that's
right,
part of
okay.
the dilemma that we face today.
All right, okay. And then they come home a hero, still a hero.
Yes.
Right? Without doubt, they are the hero. This is my eye. This is my take. My dear friend, today, my lovely audience, today we have another time, thorough talk, profound talk with a friend, my Commander Joe Shammas of the U.S. Navy. 25 glorious years of service. And the amazing part is that within 19 years, he had been promoted 17 times.
Yes.
Those numbers I remembered quite correct, right?
Correct,
Because
Jack.
those are amazing
Your
numbers.
memory is pretty good.
Thank you. Because the story is very
Yes.
amazing, right?
Thank you.
So we're talking about his campaign running for Congress, the 29th District of the United States of Congress. We need a change. We need to change. Change hand is the most to change, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are not changing at all. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. My dear fellow Americans, it is time. It is time now. It is high time you pay attention to what we're talking about, because within less than a week, though, it is a decisive moment for you to make sure you have somebody in Congress that works for you. Otherwise, you will just be a bystander. You go and watch and go by. Nothing will happen. Well, still the same thing, right? We call it a change. That's the beauty of a democracy system, because every now and then we give you the opportunity to choose what you want to do, right? And then you give up on this opportunity. Okay, whose fault?
Exactly. I have a saying for that, Jack. I say, don't complain about it. Be part of the solution and do something about it. Vote.
Exactly.
When you vote, you rest assured that the system will address your needs. You don't vote, you're going to complain. Well, you're not part of the solution, so you have to vote. You have to make sure that your voice is heard.
I believe what happens to my audience is that they are willing to walk out to vote.
Great.
Right. And they are willing to walk out to vote not only because they are aware of the fact they have to exercise their right before they can make things right, but for the fact also that they start to see some hopeful candidates.
Yes.
In the past years, they didn't see. For example,
options were limited. Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's
two
true.
years ago,
Yes.
there were many, And I even flip the page, flip the left to blank, because I don't care who wins, who loses, because none of them the one that I like.
Yeah.
Right. So today is different, and like this year, this campaign, I chose to promote 3 candidates. From bottom up, I have Bob Lindsay.
Yes,
for sheriff.
Right.
As a very, very down-to-earth guy,
Yes.
right, with 30 years of experiences, knows how to run the department, which is in heavy trouble now, right?
It's a tough job, but he's well prepared to lead.
And Mr. Bruce Whitaker of Whitaker, he's running for California Senate, seat 29 district, right? And he is the one that I respect a lot, because he is a gentleman that has the guts to stand for what he believes right.
Right.
And he doesn't care about the majority, minority, win or lose, or even lose next coming election. He just stands right. So, and now the third one on the top at Congress, I choose to support Commander Joe Shammas. So Joe Shammas is right here sharing his thought. I believe with the forum, and before and after the forum, there are many, many shows we're talking about his ideology on all aspects. I believe he is so ready, and my audience is, that's why they decided, number 1, vote, number 2, vote for Joe Shammas.
Thank you very much, Jack. Yeah. It's actually, for me, it's an honor to be included among such elite people that you're supporting. And that's one of the things that's really important for all of us to recognize, that when somebody else speaks on your behalf, it resonates much more clearly. People can say what they say, but when somebody else relates to it from experience and believing that individual, I think it carries a lot of weight. So it's an honor to have your support. But one thing I wanted to ask, if I could, I would like to identify the district, 29th district, so the audience will help refresh your mind about where the district is.
Important.
This is the 29th district for which I'm running, is in the north part of the valley in Los Angeles, north of Los Angeles. And it starts with Canyon Country, the city of San Fernando, Silmar, Sunland, Tujunga, Arleta, Pacoima, Panorama City, Mission Hills, Northridge, Burbank, all of Van Nuys and all of North Hollywood and parts of Sherman Oaks. So it's a pretty diverse district, but it's a district that if you are in it, you will see my name. It'll say retired military officer Joe Shammas. Vote for me. And if you have friends that live in the district, please give them a call. That way we can make sure together, with your support and with your friends' votes and families' votes, you will have a representative in Congress that's like you. I'm a simple person, but I have a big heart, and I love our country, and I want to make sure the right people are in charge to do the right things for our country. So I am humbly asking you for your vote. I'm humbly asking you to call your friends and family that live in the district, and more importantly, I will serve you with honor, with integrity, and I will uphold what I swore an oath and allegiance to, and that is the Constitution. It's the highest law of the land. I'm not really partisan, not Republican, not Democrat, not independent. Yes, I'm registered Democrat, but the issue for me is what the Constitution says, that comes first. It's country before party. So that's one of the reasons that I really connected very well with Jack, because we agree that it's the issue that matters, not the partisan, because partisans often lead us in the wrong way. We have to focus on what's important. What's important is we should spend our money here in this country. Stop a lot of these military overseas adventures. And stop picking fights with countries that are our friends and that we have business relationship with. We should be building up those business relationships, not finding ways to derail them. When I'm in Congress, that's going to be one of the issues that I will focus on, supporting small businesses, increasing our import and exports, focusing on veterans, making sure they're properly taken care of when they come back, focusing on our communities, help rebuild a lot of our communities, and focusing on seniors. But again, if people that are in business, they don't get the support from the federal government to help them blossom and increase their business, then we've failed. And that's not what we need in representative government. We need people that care about our issues, and I will serve you that way.
Last year, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that super sounding statement.
Thank you.
Last time after the interview being aired, I had a friend in Pacoima call me.
Oh, wonderful. Pacoima is in the district, yes.
And he says that I'm in the district, I'm a veteran, I'm a victim of a PTSD,
Yes.
right? And I heard him say that he would put efforts on veteran cares, and he says that he spent quite some time talking about the transition period backward,
Yes.
back home, right? So that is the part that he decided that was the part that he was missing.
That was it, yeah.
He was missing.
Yes.
He said, had I had that part, I wouldn't be who I am now.
Yeah,
You know where I am? He says. You know
Yeah,
where
go
I am?
ahead.
I'm on the street.
Oh, it breaks your heart. And that's one of the things that
I'm on the street.
Horrible, horrible. These are the people that put their lives at risk for us. And this is one of the things that I talked about before, and I'll reiterate again, and that is we must have, and that's one of my big projects, is to have a reorientation back to civilian life program at the end of the enlistment. As I said before, when I went in, I had 12 weeks how to be a sailor, how to be an airman, how to be a Marine, how to be a soldier. We should do the same thing at the end, because these people were in conflict, they were in horrible situations where their life's at risk. We can't all of a sudden one day, like a light switch, turn it on and turn it off.
Turn it off.
It needs a transition. And I propose, and I will work very diligently, very faithfully to make sure that the Department of Defense budget is amended to include a transition period of equal length. That's how long it took me to learn to be a Marine, an airman, and so on. That's how long it should take us to reorient them back to society, so that we bring them back to how to be a civilian again.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is critical, so that people like your friend aren't on the street.
And the last time you also mentioned about the mental illness.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And lots of mental illness arise from the fact that they have no care stepping down.
That's true.
They are lost in the dark. They are, in other words, they are abandoned because they are back, because they are used.
It breaks my heart, Jack, just I'm sure it does yours, because these are the people that put their lives on the front line for this. And some of them gave up and did lose their lives for us. And this is what Memorial Day is about. We commemorate and we celebrate that we live in a country where people can do that, and to help us preserve our way of life and keep our way of life. So the least we should be able to do, one, before they get out, is have a transition period where we take care of addressing housing needs, addressing employment needs, addressing vocational training so that they are able to get a job, addressing, like Jack said, the highest priorities and mental health issues. Because look, if you're not clear and you're not well mentally, it's just as bad, if not worse, than being physically unable to do. Yeah. And these are the kids that have the highest suicide rates. That's a shame. We're better than that.
According to the guy who called me,
yes,
his problem comes two ways. Number one, he had the PTSD. Here's the bullet.
He hears the fires.
The fires, yes. Whatever, all the time, right? Number one. And number two, looking around of no help.
Yes.
Make him desperate.
Depressed and
desperation.
Yes.
The desperation suppressed him.
Yes.
Another step. So That's the problem, two problems combined.
Yes.
And we are very, very hopeful that Mr. Joe Shammas, Commander Joe Shammas, will keep his promise. Please do that, sir.
Well, it's personal.
Please.
I served for almost 25
Yes.
years, and to me,
Please.
I take it personal. We will do
I
that.
ask you, I beg you, please do that on behalf, I beg you on behalf of my audiences.
Yes.
Please do that, sir, because we do not, it is not that we don't have money. It is the money that we have not allocated in this area, which needs most.
Yes.
Right, good. My dear friends, let's take a very short moment. We come back. We'll pick up another. There are many grassroots issues that Commander Joe Shammas would put stress on. So stay with us, please. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Ladies and gentlemen, please be back. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with GNE TV. Once again today, we are talking about election. Once again today, we're talking about congressional election for a seat of the 29th District, with his number one candidate, the most hopeful, Commander Joe Shammas. Checking points on those important issues.
Okay.
That those are the fundamental issues. If I take them as an element to build up a image, I would say those are the elements that make him who he is. Right? Very basic. That says the qualities. Okay.
Thank you.
And last time we touched homeless.
Okay.
We touched immigration reform.
Yes.
Right. So I want you to readdress these two issues, please, so that my audience will know where you stand. Please.
All right. Well, let me start with immigration first. I mean, as you all see, Lady Liberty is behind me, and that's a reminder to all of us that we are a land of immigrants. We are a land that welcomes not just the ultra wealthy, but every person that is coming here to improve their life, to get a better life for themselves and their family. And we have been in situations now for the last 30, 40 years where we have not properly genuinely addressed immigration reform. Right now, the executive branch is making unilateral decisions as how immigration is supposed to be done in this country. Mm-hmm. And I really have grave objections to that. I believe it's a duty of Congress to establish those parameters as the authority was given in the Constitution. So I will work to make sure that we have a genuine policy that addresses the real legitimate needs of not just our country, but people that want to come here. Mm-hmm. Right now, if you look at our policy, European countries, we have no limits on how many they can come. Mm-hmm. Asian countries, we put limits. Mm-hmm. Middle Eastern countries, we put limits. And in fact, the executive branch has completely shut out certain countries, completely. Mm-hmm. If you look at the African continent, very, very small amounts are on immigration quotas. It's very wrong. We are better than that. We have to be a little more inclusive. We can't say, well, I like so-and-so, that country, because they're our, quote, friends, and we allow them unlimited. Whereas I look as one of our biggest trading partners, China. What do? We limit them. We look at India, one of our other great big partners, trading partners. We limit them. So we have to stop and say, we have to have reform to really address what is the long-term vision for our country. See, in Asia, they have 50-year plans, 40-year plans, 30-year plans, and so on and so on. Here we have a one-day plan. We don't plan ahead. We react to things as they come up. And that's not what we should do to really improve the way our country should be
on that
down
issue,
the road.
Though,
yes.
Commander, we might want to go a step further. because I always want to make things clear that we have two problems. Number one, we have a problem with those 11 or 12 million already in,
Yes.
right? And our second problem is that we are expecting future incomings already,
Yes.
right? For the wall, with or without the wall, and later on we'll check with you about the wall concept.
Of course.
Now, for the already in for this 11, 1,200 people, what would be your policy?
Well, my view is, if you have to look at that, you look at somebody who was 2 years old or 6 months old or 4 years old, and they came to this country, and this is all they know. I want you to look behind me and see the Statue of Liberty holding up, saying, give me your ill, give me your poor, and so on. These kids came not out of choice. This is the only country they know. This is the only country they call home. It's unconscionable to think that we would send them back.
Stays.
For me, DACA stays. However, to be fair, a lot of people come here, they wait in line, they do that, and so on. So we have to address that issue too. So the people that are coming here as minors, we have to protect them. As adults, it's a different issue. We're not going to send them back unless they commit felonies. Felonies, they do armed robbery, they kill somebody. To me, I don't care if you're legal or illegal, you go back. Absolutely. So we have to separate that. But the reality is, they contribute quite a bit to our society. They contribute, and they are an integral part of who we are. So we have to protect that.
We have to accept that as a fact.
It's a done deal. It's like saying you have 4 children and you want to throw out 2 of them out. No, they're all your children. They are. This is their home. That's all they know. So to me, they're here to stay, and I will. And the important part, though, is we have to really give them a path to citizenship. They should be able to become citizens. I'm talking about the minors. Okay.
How is it related to the wall concept for the future incomings?
Well, walls are just like, as you know, in China, there's a Great Wall of China. And in fact, in Berlin, there was a big wall, and that came down. All of them are really not effective. We do have to have some kind of a secure border, as any country would. But, with walls, you can build tunnels, you can jump over. It's not the wall. The wall is a symbol. What we have to have is a way to be able to properly screen people coming in. And our biggest concern is that we have to maintain certain integrity and security for our country. But our focus should be on what we currently have and how to address the ones we have and minimize the further impact on those things. So the children, in my view, they should have a path for citizenship. They had no choice. This is the only home they know. The parents, I think they would stay. They commit felonies, they go. But that's the way it is. And I would not support a path for citizenship for them. I would support a path for legal residency for them, where they can, work and integrate and be part of our day-to-day society. But the children, path to citizenship.
Okay. I believe my audience all heard that. That's a very sounding decision or way to go. I believe I once again accidentally got this agreement with you, because I believe DACA deserves to be treated as if they were born in this country, because they came here without
That's
their
all
own,
they know.
against their own will, without their own will, right?
Yeah.
Why? And the parents, though, accept the fact that the criminals had to go. And the remainder who have no criminal record, though, give them a residency, let them work their own way differently. What happens, happens. What doesn't happen, doesn't happen. Okay. It is totally different from the concept of wall, right? You are supporting the immigration screening. You are supporting the immigration selectiveness, but the wall is not what not your option.
No.
All right, very good. Okay, My dear friends, my lovely audiences, today I'm kind of like taking a quiz because it is the last show, I believe, from before primary, because we have less than a week left. So take a short moment now. When we come back, we'll talk about another issue, bottom line issue. Stay with us, please.
Thank you.
Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with Jin TV. Today we're talking about election. With me is my good friend and a lovely friend and the big icon of the land, Joe Shammas, Commander of U.S. Navy. And
Thank
once
you, Jack.
again,
Thank you.
welcome
Your
back to the
kind
show.
words.
Honorable Joe Shammas, to be correct, sir. All right, I have to sir you. But my sir sounds like should be in the back, in the front, right?
No, it could be front or back. In
way,
some
right?
cases, they say, "Sir, yes, sir." You know, it's like
All right. Sir, yes, sir.
that's a little too much, but that's what they do.
Very good. Okay, now, recently I came across one article that's talking about a nation, right? And it says that a healthy nation should be not hesitating to invest for the vulnerables. And a healthy nation should invest to the future,
Yeah.
right? And a healthy system or nation should care for the country's details or something like that. Okay, to the very top one, to the vulnerables, right? And it says that the healthier the country is, the nation is, the more care is given to its vulnerables. Do you, sir, agree or not agree?
Well, clearly, you know, the overall health of a nation is only as strong as the weakest link. We know that as an example in many, many situations. So for me, we focus too much. I mean, as a military person, I will tell you straight up, we waste too much money on the military. We waste way too much money on the military. I would rather see some of those funds being spent on taking care of our own people. Instead of buying millions and millions and wasting millions and millions on war, I would rather see that money spent taking care of our people. Again, when we talk about, let's bring up the issue of homelessness. You know, a lot of people that are not working, a lot of people that have mental health issues, a lot of them are actually veterans that are come back, just like Jack's friends.
That's a
homeless.
slap on the face.
So we, as a nation, must awaken our consciousness and tell our politicians it's time to we focus on the things that matter, our own people. And that's one of the things that I will be working on, is our own people. We should cut back on some of the defense funding to redirect it to domestic. Look at here in LA, look at here in Southern California, one of the worst homeless situations that I've seen in many, many places. And to me, we as a great country are better than that. We should take care of our people. Of course, we're not going to give handouts, but we just had a recent tax increase, actually several tax increases here in Los Angeles County, where they have now hundreds of millions of dollars that they're not spending to take care of the poor. For me, providing them housing is only one small element, because they still need to work, and if they're not mentally healthy, we need to take care of that. They have to be healthy before they can work. And third, and just as equally important, is if they don't have a vocation, we have to give them a job skill so they can go and work, and then they can take care of themselves. And this is my issue where it comes to veterans. They come back from war, just like Jack's friend. They still hear that artillery fireworks in their head, and that takes time for them to transition to become back, you know, a regular an auto mechanic or a teacher at school or any other profession that they choose.
And
So we have to have time to do that.
In the meantime, they have to eat.
In the meantime, they have to eat. In the
need a
meantime, they
bed
have
to
to have a place to sleep. In the meantime, they have to have access to medical care. Not just access, but actually the ability to go there and back. One of the biggest problems that I found, we have a big VA center in the valley in my district, and now they're cutting services there instead of actually increasing services.
All right.
So I was very frustrated, and I tried to reach our elected officials to say, why aren't you guys going up there and stomping on the desk of the Secretary of Veteran Affairs and saying, what are you doing? Why are you cutting services? You should be increasing it. And you know what I found? It's not a priority for them because they never served a day in uniform. To me, it's personal.
Know.
That's right.
They
didn't
never
serve,
know
so
the hardship.
Yes,
They never know the hardship.
and it's very sad for the people that gave and put their lives on the line to protect us and to keep our way of life going.
Yeah.
And so, Jack, I think you bring up an excellent point.
And also, sir,
We have
I
to
would
take
like
care of our
to,
own people. Yes.
Also, sir, I would like to address the homeless issue.
Yes.
Because homeless issue is a combined problem with all the vulnerable issues together, right? And yesterday, when I was driving, I heard a radio comment. A bunch of guys talking about Orange County, talking about Los Angeles County, talking about giving comment of efforts, comments on efforts of providing
Services for them?
providing mobile
homes.
mobile bathroom,
Yeah.
mobile homes, or mobile showers facilities,
Yeah.
right? And then they say they're looking for an area. The area should be no this, no that, no nothing. In other words, a deserted area, right, of no human around, right? Unfortunately, we do not have an area of that kind, of that nature.
Doesn't exist, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what the newsmen say themselves?
What were they
They
saying?
said, no. Regarding what they do, I don't want anyone near me. I don't like the smell.
yeah.
Okay, you like the smell. Go with your bread. You go ahead with it. All right. Well, I don't like the smell. I don't like it near one. I don't like to look at one. Something like that.
See, Jack, you're bringing out, and I think this is a critical element for people to understand. There really are people that don't understand. These homeless, they didn't arrive here from the moon. They didn't arrive here from the ocean.
Of course.
There are our neighbors. There are our neighbors' friends. There are our children and grandchildren. These are people that are from here, that are going through a very difficult period, and we can't throw them out like trash. We are better than that. Jack, you bring up a topic that should be the highest.
Sir, I feel that it is also another call. I call it an education call.
Yes.
Sir, I sincerely ask you, if you are elected, please make it a call, and an educational call also, please. We need to educate our people. It is our society has created the problem.
Yes.
Right? They were not born from a moment in the delivery room of their from the mother, boom,
And being on the street.
a homeless,
No.
Boom, another homeless.
Yeah.
It was not that way, right? We created, right? So we have to be responsible. We have to be generous-minded to understand they may smell, of course. If they do not take shower for 1 week, if I don't take shower for 1 week, I will smell like whatever.
We all smell like that, yes.
Right?
This
So
is
it's
biology,
automatic.
yes.
However, I'm still human,
Yes.
right? I'm a human being, right?
We have lost empathy. We have to regain it.
We need money. You would, once in Congress, help allocate, right, in this area, right? And on this issue, we always talk about local money. and the federal money should be some federal money involved.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So what if local money and the federal money combined, we will be twice stronger, right?
A lot
We'll
of
be
problems
twice.
would be
Okay.
solved, yes.
Yeah. And number two, we need to call it an education issue. We need to educate our kids since little to respect them. They are, look at that guy, that he is your own brother.
Yeah.
Here's your own,
Well, Jack, it's like it's a form of discrimination, actually. And we talk about don't discriminate against a black person, don't discriminate against a Latino, don't discriminate against Asian, and so on. But in reality, we're also should include don't discriminate on people that are less fortunate than you are.
That discussion on the radio, the whole thing sounds discrimination.
Yes. And to me, what has happened to America? When we came here, we came here for a better life. And we have achieved the American dream, but a lot of other people don't have that opportunity to be in a situation where they can. That's why we have to reach out and pull them up. We can't put our hand to keep them suppressed. We have to lift them up. You know, I don't want to bring religion into this, but I want to say that we are family. We are, as a nation, we are one family, whether we admit it or not.
Right?
Yes.
There are lots of advertising for you to, foster houses for cats, street dogs. They are street human. Am I right? So how about that?
We don't have television ads for humans.
We a nation who can spare our efforts to street cats and street dogs. Why can't we do something to our street brothers, sisters?
Yes.
To our street human, like that. We want to wait till Martians do the job? Let Martians do the job?
I wanted to remind you, Jack, I'm sorry to cut you, but I grew up in an orphanage, so I know what it's like to feel homeless. In a way, I did have a place to sleep, and things were very difficult. So I can appreciate the situation what some of these people are in. And we have to remember, like Jack said, we are one family. We are really, as Americans, we're better than that. We live in the greatest country on earth, and we have to do things to help everybody from the bottom up. We can't say, I made it to this level, I don't look back at where I came from and where are the people that are left behind. You have to look back with your arm there so you can help pull them up, because together we all become better.
Everybody a bit.
Yeah.
Everybody a bit. We get the problem taken care of.
Yeah.
To sum it up, I thank God for having given us a creature like yourself, and I thank you very much for being who you are.
Thank you.
And I wish you good luck to run for the seat, and I wish that you get the seat. And we're all selfish. And I'm at this moment being very selfish. I want you to represent me.
Thank you.
And I believe my brothers sisters who happen to be unfortunately homeless, they will support you too, right? And my friends who have the same mindset, who support me, who agrees with me on the take of the homeless issue, they will vote for you, right? So it's not say, come on, vote for me. No, we don't have to do that kind of call. We just say, go ahead, vote to make sure you vote right. I am who I am, like this, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well said.
I'll give you last 30 seconds to deliver your message, please.
Thank you again, Jack, for having me here. It's a great honor, and you constantly remind us that we should stay grounded and focus on the issues that really matter. I mean, these are my priorities, and I am always excited to discuss solutions, because often people bring up issues without the corresponding solutions to those issues. And I will say I don't know everything, but I do know one thing. I ask people, and I ask people for their input, for their prayers, and for their support. And God willing, a week from today, we'll be that much closer to becoming the congressman to represent you and to fulfill the promises that I make today. because I think it's important not just to promise it, but to also doing something about it. Talk is cheap, action is loud, and I will be very loud. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Commander Joe Shammas. And my dear audience, there are the numbers, there are the website on this screen, and you probably want to do what you want to do. All right. Please exercise your right, and when you cast your vote, make sure you cast it on the right person. All right. Thank you very much, my dear friends, for watching. We're over time, but we are worth it. Okay.
Thank you.